Have you ever noticed that only 20% of your syllabus is in your final exam? Have you ever noticed that when you read something, you only remember some key points that you think are actually useful? As a gamer, when did you realize that from all your library of games, there are only just a few games that you actually enjoy and that honestly you actually play? Okay, you must be saying to yourself, where the hell are you going with this? Well, let me introduce you to the 80-20 principle and how it has affected the way I view productivity and honestly, the way I view a lot of things in my life right now. The 80-20 principle states that only 80% of the output is the result of 20% of the input. What that means is that only 20% of the efforts actually lead to 80% of the results. 20% of the causes make up for 80% of the consequences. Of course, this is more of a principle than an actual percentage scientifically proven, but it has helped me shift my mind and realize a lot of things. I realized that very often is very important and is more useful to keep things at the core of what they are and to identify what truly matters and what actually has an impact in your life. That means instead of simply doing everything and trying to do more and more mindlessly and trying to do everything at the same time for the only sake of doing things, for the sake of saying that you're productive, it's better to focus on the things that are actually important, on the things that actually matter. Focus on the things that can have the most important impact. That is efficiency. Identifying the things that can bring the most value to your life. By doing so, it means that you can use fewer resources, but to get even bigger and more important, more impactful results. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm a toxic person regarding productivity. I'm the kind of person that likes to do everything. Every single little thing, I want to do it. I always wake up with a crazy amount of things to do. And every single day, I feel like I need more time. But to the best of my knowledge, for the moment being, we're still gonna have every single one of us the same 24 hours. So what can I do? What can you do? Well, now, instead of, giving the same importance to absolutely everything, I try to focus on the 20% of things that can bring me the most value, that can have the more impactful results in my life. Sure, I still have to do my other tasks. Some tasks are as basic as making an appointment, but I'm trying to do them after I've done those more important tasks. So what that means is that, as an example, if I have 10 tasks for the day, I try to focus on the 2 most important ones. And if I'm done with them, then I'll focus on the other tasks. To be honest, it gives me a great feeling. It gives me a feeling of not being overwhelmed with a bunch of things to do, and also to feel productive, even though I only do 2 things, because I know those things are the most important ones. And to be honest, lately I've been only focusing on one big thing that I think is the most important thing to do during the day. And that way of thinking is truly changing my perspective on a lot of things. Let's take school. I used to study everything twice. Every reading, every single note, I had it. I read it. If the teacher's needs, I've been taking notes of that needs, man. But now I focus on the core of the subject. I ask myself, what is the 20% of things that can make for 80% of my mark? And very often that 20% is actually helpful, is the core of the subject, the things that you want to remember, the things that you actually remember, not, every single detail that honestly you end up forgetting at the end of the exam and never use it again. And then when I'm done with that 20% of the subject, if I want to, if I feel like I have the time, if I feel like I want to do it, I focus on the next 20% of things, which I think can bring me the most value. I've also started to use that same logic in my content, in these videos. I used to give the same importance to every single thing, to every single aspect, to every single step of the process of making a video. Every single detail would be given 100% of my focus. Well, I'm no genius, but I know I cannot give 100% of my focus to every single little thing. The truth is, you, the viewer, you don't focus on every single transition and cut that I do. There are only a few things that actually keep you interested, engaged in the content. Well, at least I hope so. At least I hope you're engaged. Well, now, instead of focusing on every single detail, I try to focus on those little things, on the things that actually have an impact in your viewer experience. Now I'm trying to focus more and more on the script because I think it has the more impact in my videos. I think the better the script, the better the video. And last, for my gamers, how is the 80-20 principle affect your gaming lifestyle? Well, now before buying any game that is on sale or any game that is just been released, I ask myself a question. Is this game going to be one of those games, that you remember for the rest of your life? A game where you spend hundreds and hundreds of hours in it, that you grind out, that kind of game. For me, it's the kind of game like God of War, Or is it going to be like one of those games that you buy, play for 2 weeks, and then never touch it again? You know what kind of games I'm talking about. You've bought them, but you never played them, right? Yeah, your Steam library must be filled with them. And honestly, that way of thinking has helped me find better games, play better games, and to be honest, save a couple of bucks too. Another way the 80-20 principle is useful for gamers is now I try to game when I believe that the gaming session would truly have an impact, a positive impact in my mood, or when I need a break, or when I think that gaming session would actually be, useful for me. As I explained in another video, you cannot spend your entire day, your entire life gaming. Of course, we are gamers, but we are also so much more. So now I try to find the best moment, the best amount of time, and the best context to game. I used to game every single moment I had a bit of free time. Now I game when I know I need a break, when I know that my friends are online, or when I scheduled, the actual gaming session, or when I'm done with the things I wanted to do for the day. Of course, that means that I don't game as often as I used to, or maybe not as often as I want to. But even if I game fewer hours, I feel like those hours are way more enjoyable because they actually feel useful, and I actually feel like I deserve it. I decided I wanted to game. It's the best moment to game. I'm going to enjoy some hours gaming with my friends because I got things done. Let's do it. And with that peace of mind. Listen, there is so much more to say about the 80-20 principle, but I'm only going to focus on the things that can actually bring value to you. Otherwise, I wouldn't be, following the 80-20 principle when I'm talking about the 80-20 principle. Wait. Plus, to be honest, I'm only starting to implement this concept into my everyday life. It's been changing the way I see things. It's been changing my perspective. But when I feel like it has truly changed my life, I'll probably make another video about it. Well, tell me in the comments below, how are you going to use that principle? Or tell me, what is that 20% in your life that can bring you that 80% of the results, that 80% of the goals that you want to gain, that you want to achieve? If you liked the video, if you found value in the video, if you enjoy it, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.